Last month we made $3 million, and today I'm going to show you how every single dollar of ad spend was allocated to make it happen. Down to our most successful ad, which alone profitably spent $325,325.81. Even the entire ad scripts that we used, broken out word for word. You can just copy them. They're literally a free download in the description of this video. But even more important than what you say in one of those ads, which I will show you, is what the entire system looks like as a whole. The economical and political state of the world, as the kids call it these days. I've never shared this publicly before, but here's a complete breakdown of how we actually used Facebook ads to make $3 million last month. So in August, we had $700,000 in ad spend. We did a little under $3 million in new revenue. We also had hundreds of thousands of dollars in old revenue, which were recurring clients or upsells on existing stuff that we had. But these are just the new clients that this amount of ad spend brought in. And ad spend as a percentage of top line revenue is 24%. If you're from the ROAS world, this is about a 4x ROAS. I look at it as a percentage of our top line revenue that we spend on a marketing expense. With that ad spend, we had 96 different unique videos that we made. But within those 96, we also had hundreds of variations with multiple different formats. And we'll get into the nitty gritty of what that actually looks like. We also had 50 old creatives running that were a little bit more proven or that we were continuing to run tests through, meaning we had a total of 146 creatives to be able to spend this much profitably. Meaning we also had a $7,300 spend per new creative and about $5,000 in spend per total creative. So when you're looking to spend massive amounts of money on Facebook ads, this is kind of the goal that, with one big asterisk, you should go after. Know that you're going to have to create at least one really good video per $5,000 of spend. Now, for some context, all of this comes with a big but. We are really good at ads. This is what my company does. We've probably made over 500 ads for ourselves this last year, not including making thousands and thousands of pieces of content for our clients and a bunch of content before this. And some of the ads that we've made are for the largest businesses in the world. PayPal, Amazon, Robinhood, Dr. Pepper. I'm personally featured in ads for those companies. And because we do this every single day for our clients, we have way more experience than an average company running ads. So don't copy and paste our metrics, despite this is what it looked like for us. Don't ever do this in your business and expect the same kind of results, because we actually are really good at this. And what we've seen from most businesses that are bad at making the actual video creative, which is kind of the most important part here, is that they almost need 100 times more creative per dollar of ad spend to stay profitable. So this is really going to look like about a $400 per creative total, meaning to compete with us, you're probably going to have to make 100 times as many videos if you're not as good as us. Now, in addition to a lot of variety of the ad creatives, we also have a lot of variety of angles. So this is really important. It's a different part of your business or your offer that could be sold as a separate feature. And you can think about this as different use cases for a towel. Like if you sell towels, you can advertise drying dishes or your hands or yourself after a shower, blocking drafts under doors, or like a blanket or a pillow substitute if you really need it, emergency bandages or a slings or a tourniquet. Now, each one of these use cases also has a specialized version of a product that's specifically designed for that thing, but a towel can be used for any one of these. And you want to be able to position your product or your offer to speak to audiences that not only need to be dry coming out of the shower, but also people that potentially are packing for emergency situations. That way you can sell the same product to multiple different people and really dramatically increase the total number of customers you can serve with the same exact product. And so we have a lot of different types of angles for our company. We have 8 in total that we ran in the month of August. One is leaning on our guarantee. One is leaving in time savings or efficiencies for people that already make content or want to advertise their business. This model is just more efficient. Another is potentially advertising the traditional versus new methods of media, contrasting us against legacy media like the newspaper or billboard ads or TV ads. Another one is staffing and training employees. It's another function of our business. It's one thing that we already offer. We sell it as a separate thing. And then once they come in interested about specifically getting a professional editor staffed into their company, we also sell them on the strategy that the editor needs to be able to execute. We lean on content and total views on social media as being a big selling point. Of course, even bigger for most businesses is getting more leads and clients. So we definitely speak to that. And then scaling the business as a whole with content. And then lastly, just client testimonials. So being able to talk about all of these things, not as us speaking about it, but through the lens of our clients and what our clients actually experience. So having our clients almost be the spokespeople for what we're trying to do. With this, we also have multiple different ads. So when we have a different type of offer, we want that funnel to be congruent with the offer. Otherwise, you're going to lose people when the ad says one thing and the page it sends them to says something completely different. So we had 5 different funnels running last month. One talking about the million view guarantee that we have. One funnel that is specific to me. So if I'm the spokesperson on the ad, I'm the one presenting in the funnel as well. Another one for our director of client experience, Nico. One for Margot, who's one of our personalities leading the brand on the front end. And then one without a VSL. And I want to get back to this later because this is really, really important and actually is a major breakthrough for us in the last couple of months. And this diversity in funnels also comes with a diversity in spokespeople. So we had 4 different brand faces in the month of August, and we had different budget allocations by the brand face. So I, leading the company, had the most amount of spend, about 75%. But in September, we're actually dialing this back where I'm about 65%. And in October, we're changing things massively. Margot recently came up and has had great success on our ads. She's taken about 20% of our ad spend right now. Nico was at about 3%, and Josh was testing. In the month of September, Josh actually got a little bit more spend, and we're ramping him up more to be closer to 20%. And Nico dropped off a little bit just because we recognized that his ads weren't being as well received as Margot's or Josh's here. But in the month of October, we actually have a completely different strategy in place to have 16 total brand reps and have an incredible amount of diversity in our ads. If you want to see how we actually executed the strategy, it's amazing. It's incredibly profitable already. Hit subscribe so you don't miss that video. It'll be coming a couple weeks from now. Really big thing though, and if you're not doing this in your company, it's probably losing you a bunch of money. But I will give you a hint. Having 16 brand reps is only possible because we found a way to do this without also requiring a new VSL for every single one of those 16 people. And so by finding a part of our offer that works completely independent without a video sales letter and not having to have each one of these 16 people become their own spokesperson and record a 10-minute educational video and become the new face of the brand, if we can run an ad to a page without a VSL and have it work, we can scale this to 1,600 brand reps and be just fine. Essentially run UGC ads for our business like a consumer packaged goods product company does, but do so in the marketing space. And essentially that was the entire hack, is taking things we learned from the consumer packaged goods space. We have a lot of clients in that industry, and being able to apply it to our own business. Again, if you want to see a full breakdown of that video and understand the strategy of just how we get hundreds and hundreds of creatives without actually filming them ourselves, subscribe. The video's coming in a couple weeks. We also have our allocation of budget split out by Facebook ad accounts. So it's the same pixel, but we ran 2 different ad accounts in August, 2 different ad accounts in September, and we're diversifying the spread more to the second one. And in October, we have a plan to have these 2 evenly split with a third one ramping up. This is because we run a massive business and we're just diversifying risk across multiple ad accounts to prevent the impact of a potential ad account ban. We have 50 plus families that we have payroll for, and risking their entire livelihood on one of our ad accounts getting shut down sounds like a big deal. Anecdotally, we've also noticed a potential for Facebook to go too wide after a certain level of account total spend. This is a little speculative, but it's worked better for us to have multiple different accounts in the past. We don't really have a good hypothesis as to why other than that. I could be wrong. If you spend more than my team on Facebook ads, feel free to do whatever the heck you want to do. I also wanted to show how we keep track of hundreds of creatives per month, because yes, we have about 100 different videos, but we also have different variations of the videos. So tons of different hooks, tons of different formats. For example, here we have the type, whether they're filmed in vertical or they're one-on-one or they're horizontal. Many ads get all 3 and the placements are different on each one. We keep track of hundreds of creatives per month through this naming convention. So first, it is the ad number. This is the video number by creator. So for example, when Margot created her first ad, it was ad number 1 for Margot and ad number 2 for Margot. And then it's the actual creator name. So who is in the video? Margot is the spokesperson. The hook, so the first few words to be able to identify these videos really quickly. I'll show you an example in a moment. The length in minutes and seconds, actually. The type of video it was, so we'll take one individual creative and have multiple different placements for it, whether it's a vertical placement, a 1x1 box, or a horizontal placement. And then month, year. This is the scripted date, not the actual published date of the video, because we like to start tracking videos from the ideation phase. And what this really tells us is what season of the business were we in that we thought this script or this ad idea was a good idea. That way we can go back historically and kind of remember what we were thinking in the business when we came up with this bad boy. Next, I wanted to show what our top 3 ad scripts actually looked like financially. So these drove most of the revenue for the business last month. Ad 160, Daniel, this was my 160th ad ever made. The 10 million views or you don't pay, 1 minute and 12 seconds long. It was a vertical video placement. The vertical placement actually did the best on this one, way better than the others. And it was scripted April 25th. That's what I can tell just by the file name of this video that we track in Airtable. Here's how much total spend it got. Here's how much revenue it generated with a 3.27x ROAS. This is one of our highest performing videos, and we scaled it up to literally spending $325 alone last month. We also have this video here, and the hook is if you're paying an employee, which is a completely different angle, talking about the actual staffing components of our business. And this is what we call long form video 21. It's so abbreviated that even the naming convention, the hook, is abbreviated to long form video 21. This is one of the first few ads I ever did. It's ad number 10. And this video spent $55,000 last month and generated a 6.7x ROAS with a $376,000 total revenue. You can find all the scripts in the description of this video for free. You can just try to copy them. I don't even care. But the point that I wanted to make here is we spent 63% of our entire monthly budget, $700,000, on just 3 videos. These 3 videos took up most of that ad spend, 63% of the budget. And then the other 73% of all that money went on scaling and testing 143 other ads, which means finding another ad like this, finding another ad 160, Daniel, 10 million views or you don't pay, 112 vertical, 0425 could potentially bring us another $1 million per month. If we can recreate this ad, that's another $1 million profitably per month that we add to our top line revenue. And then this video here, long form video 21, actually has had a lifetime spend of $2 million. We officially cracked the $2 million month with this one ad. And the entire purpose of this video, what I'm trying to convey to you, the important part that I want you to leave with is if you can make a good enough creative, if you can be good enough a video, you can make a good enough ad, you can scale that ad to literally millions of dollars in spend. And if you want to know how to do that, if you want to know how to make a good video, that is literally what my company does. If you have a big business and you want to work with us, link in the description. If you have a small business, subscribe and take notes. But as cool as this sounds for me to just sit here and yap about all of our success, we were not always this successful. One of the most difficult parts of figuring this out for ourselves was understanding the paid acquisition funnel. We actually were $500,000 in debt trying to figure this out. And if you want to hear that story, got it linked right here. Sit down, grab some popcorn. It's a little emotional, but appreciate you no matter what.